Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another character design lab stream. Tonight, as you can see, I'm going to be drawing from reference. I'm going to be doing some lions because why not? And then yeah, so we'll just start sketching. I always start with a circle. I actually need to like I guess it is kind of a circle, especially for the guy in the middle, but that's kind of dark, or not dark enough. All right. All right, we're going to start with the snout. And something I'm going to try and work on as I'm going through this is to try and think three-dimensionally instead of obviously the line is not just a flat 2D circle. but a three-dimensional sphere. Hold on. If you put a chat in the thing, I am sorry. Hold on, I didn't see it. I see that there's somebody chatted, but I cannot see the chat real quick. Hold on. So sorry. It says I have it. I don't see anything. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it just is a bug. All right. Anyway. You know, I eventually want to have like a more stylized approach to things, but which I do have a stylized approach, but the best stylized stuff starts out from reality. Just gonna make this eye a little bit bigger and move it up a bit. We'll start there, but we may bring it back a bit. maybe it's just me, but it kind of looks like a dog right now. My hand is sticking to my screen. 1 second. Sorry. I'm not sure what I did just then. That's right. I've got a got a kind of an interesting setup right here. No, Siri. I've got my iPad set up on a laptop stand, so that way I'm not like bent over, you know, staring at the top of my head the whole time. And I get to use my iPad, which I like better because I feel like I have better control over like what I'm looking at. I'm just getting warmed up here, so it's not going. Maybe I'm getting too much lost in the details already. We'll move on to pulling the view for y'all. I might just hop back and forth. Alrighty, my proportions are off. That's alright. It's interesting how often I feel like I know what, like in my head, I'm like, I think I know what something looks like. But then when I am actually looking at it, and then I'm looking at what I drew from memory or whatever, or imagination even, just how wrong my memory can be. Stuff like this. See, that back foot is too big. So move that up a bit. Move this inwards. Now, the shapes that are sticking out to me right now are this little hip area. That also kind of cuts into the belly right here. Draw the rock that she's standing on. Something's still a little off. Maybe I'm not making her long enough. That's probably it. Bring this down. Clean up some of this inner lines. So the nice thing is it's pretty mirrored on that side. We'll get to this guy in a minute. Oops. Over, give myself a little room to work with here. Alright, so her head's pretty boxy. I know it's like she's looking out this way. Just gonna draw another box. And see, just even doing that three-dimensional shape kind of gives me even just this other side of her face, or just like that occlusion done by the nose. Oops. There we go. I hope as I get more comfortable with the streaming and all that stuff, that it becomes a little bit more bearable to watch, especially in the future tense. For those of you watching in the future, hello. It's good to see you. Just a second. Pardon me. Alright, so it's a little wonky on the nose and stuff, but you know what? I'm going to roll with it for now. Yeah, so this snout kind of comes. See, I feel like her eyes should be a little bit more deep set. Maybe I do just need, sorry, I'm trying, oh, I won't keep doing that over and over again, but I feel like I wasn't sure if it was just the one. Yeah, I needed to move both. That's alright. We can do that. You know what? I think I needed to move the whole snout inwards a little bit. So used to drawing, like, I think when I, let's see, I almost did it again. When I draw animals, if I'm gonna draw something that looks, I think it's gonna be, hold on. Oh, I draw wolves and dogs and stuff. I mean, I have a dog, and so I feel like I'm much more inclined to draw a dog. Alright, why is that doing that? I was, okay. Sorry, y'all. If you're watching, and for those watching in the future, you can just skip right past this part. Take me a full minute to do this. God, nice. Okay. I'm not quite sure. I thought for sure that I had it right that time. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I keep, y'all can't see my cursor, but there we go. Jiminy Christmas. And I want to make it small. It was clicking. Whatever, we're gonna leave it. It's a sign. Anyway, I was clicking outside to move it, which is what you're supposed to do. But it was scaling it. And then I would click inside and it would move it. And then scale it some more. And then it would move it randomly. So yeah, that was fun. I was like, thought I was losing my mind. I still might be losing my mind a bit. This also lets me, this setup now, well, I phoned it in with that. I mean, they don't really have super tough details, but you know what? Leave it at that. I forgot where I was going with that. Can move this whole head inwards a little bit and up. All right, we're getting somewhere. know what's interesting? The first stream I ever did, somebody watched and or came into the chat. Didn't see them come into the chat, unfortunately. Didn't have this set up right, and but they subscribed. They were my first subscriber. First stream, first chat, first view, pretty much. That was not somebody in my family. So, and if they are watching this at some point, thank you. Let's know who you are, but I appreciate it. But my thought was, I was like, I wonder if that's just like something. No, I know it's not the case, but I wonder if that's just something that YouTube. My thought at the time was like, I wonder. That's like almost like a, oh, he's starting out, like, you know, it's his first video, just throw him a line or whatever, you know. All right, I don't want to do that because I want to color. But we'll come back to this later. I'm going to do that, make it all okay. Good to know. All right, now we're gonna draw this guy at the bottom. It's kind of a little bit more straight on, a little easier. So at the bottom, so we got eyeball, eyeball. And then big ol' nose. Mouth. Alright, let's not get carried away here. Not the details, let's excuse me. Let's construct this the right way. There we go. Yeah, initially I had all male lines, and then I realized I couldn't really see the structure of the head or where the ears went or whatever, which is fine if you're drawing from reference, but if you're going to be trying to put this back together for yourself for later from memory, you want to know, which is what I want. I don't want to just draw from reference, and I want to be able to pull this and be like, oh yeah, I drawn a bunch of lines, so I know that they look like this, and that, so like that's what their legs look like. love how lions kind of have like eyeliner, like built in. That's why they. I think that's partially why they're just so flippin' striking. They're always. I mean. So that's not dark enough. God, doing stuff live is just so much different. So different from what I initially just expected it to be like. So I'm sitting here thinking like, what have I already said? What haven't I said? What do I want to say? Oops. At least with this, I can. Man, I gotta move this. Keep seeing Spotify change in the background. That's throwing me off. It looks like there's, you can kind of tell which way the wind is blowing, if there is one. If there was a breeze, it looks like it's going that way. Or maybe it's just like, you know, a lion's cowlick. All right. So obviously I haven't figured out how to do hair just yet. All right, so now moving a bit faster because we're going from memory-ish. It's like not quite memory because I have everything right in front of me. But I'm not drawing from straight reference anymore. And as soon as I do, it starts looking like a dog again. Keep doing that. Let's just get this big shape out of the way. Trying to like work around it, and it's like this is not gonna work. So I'm just gonna going back to reference because I obviously need to stick with it for a little bit longer. So I'll only be here for about 20 minutes or so. There we go. And the face emerges. So there's that square head that I was trying to get to. There. Doesn't look like I'm getting to any coloring. I ought to get some sketches done beforehand so that I can actually start doing that, because I would like to start practicing that for y'all on stream. Oh my gosh, mains are so hard to draw. Alright. Alright, we'll get there, we'll get there. Cross-eyed lion. There we go. Okay, now what I need is the overall gesture. So we're gonna do that. How much straighter, just blockier the dude is than the female. Just by mass alone. Of course, a lot of it's hiding in that big fuzzy head. Sorry, no, that's a little light. Big shapes, big shapes. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. That's alright, y'all knew that already. Just in case you didn't have any, if you had any doubts. This guy's not really. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere, folks. Now we're getting somewhere. So because he is walking forwards, and his paws just barely over the ground, above the ground. We know that this one is planted. We know that this shoulder is going to be higher than this shoulder. And so if this shoulder is lower, then the opposite is going to be true. This one, we're going to have a high planted back leg. It's pretty far forward, actually. There we go. Excuse me. And look at that original frame I drew in. How small it was. See, like, I didn't give myself enough room. You can see this leg right here. That's right. Oh, that'll have to do. Goodness gracious. It's funny because, like, the hair's all flopped forward. Excuse me. Looks goofy. No, it's not the lion's fault. That is purely my own. God, I wish there was better way to do that. Oh. Excuse me. So we only got a few more minutes left. I might just close it out with some just for funsies. Some cooling down, if you will. For me, it seems that the starting from the nose has gotten me pretty much all the way there from where I've wanted. The most often. It's a good reference point. Let's bring this bad boy down here. Not confident enough in the study just yet to oversimplify things. I'm not confident on what needs to be simplified and what can be simplified, I should say, generalized, and then or what can be or what is needed to be kind of directly iterated. Goodness. Represented. That's the word I was looking for. Now I keep sizing this guy up and down. Oops, didn't want to do that. This funny thing happens in Procreate if you do that. Now it cuts it off. Doesn't remember what's there and what's not there. Switch it over to multiply. I'm gonna go to calligraphy. I like using this pen for well, gotta come over here and actually get the color. The marker brush in Procreate that comes with Procreate does not feel like a marker. It's got this weird opacity thing going on. Alright, we're kind of speed running this a little bit because I'm gonna have to go here in a little bit. I absolutely love Procreate, but it does have its faults. It actually didn't do it that time. Lately, I will see. I'll catch like these little gaps in whenever I do that. So we're not going to worry about doing masking and all that stuff, but I am going to lock that. Maybe go over the eyes a little bit. That's all right. I'm trying to break. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Trying to break up the. Trying to simulate some of the just color variation. So what the alpha lock does is it keeps colors only on what's already colored. Locks the pickles. Locks the pickles. Pixels. All right. Dude. Not sure what I'm going to do here. Sorry, forgot to annotate what I was doing, or commentate, but just just going for a little color. There's a real rhyme or reason to it. And just kind of going for fun. Got a little tiger lion goatee. Well, that is, if that's just not the silliest little thing. What happens if I do this? Alright, so what I'm doing here, overlaying, I am attempting to simulate light. To get some highlights. In the areas that I want it. See if that actually happens. See, I'm not really liking this result so much. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I mean, it's given some definition for sure, but I don't know if it's what I want necessarily. Blending that back in a little bit, toning it down some. Now I'll come back. Now this multiply layer is gonna makes it darker. Is it multiplies the values. So I don't not know what I'm doing, but I'm no pro, not yet. Oh, I'm trying to blend in. Obviously, this is a very rushed job, but you know, for about an hour and some change, I'd say that's a pretty good result. So yeah, thank y'all for coming on this journey with me tonight. I'm gonna wrap it up for there. Or I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining me, bearing with me. And if you're in the future, hit that. Watching this from the. If you're in the future, watching this in the past, hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, my name's Connor. Thank y'all so much for coming tonight. Good night.